The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the March 21st, the magnificent Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. You can always let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead and send me an email. Send it early. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com and decide that subject heading if you would be kind enough to put radio show question and, of course, in our Tigers Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magnificent Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, I've got all U.S. indices trading to the downside. Percentage-wise, leading the charge, it is the semis off 1.1% out there. And I take it the trend is off 1.25%. So that's 38 and 205 points, respectively. The Dow's off 331. Boeing is a big is adding quite a bit to that move, 1% move lower. The S&P's off 0.5% or 22 points. You've got gold trading now. It's just slightly negative. It's flat at 19.29. Key support there, I believe, is 19.20 is my recollection. Bottom of its bullish structure daily profile. Silver trading out at 25.32. That's up 23 cents. 30-year Treasury's getting schnockered. It's down 2 full points and 12 ticks. 150.03 is the print. Lead the charge dollar-wise, the upside. Allegheny Corp. That's the Buffett interest that he's taken in that. It's up $166. Now that's a nice move. You've got Anaplan up 14%. That's up $14 or 27%. Lockheed Martin, $12, 3%. Northrop Grumman, $12, 3%. Intrepid Potash, IPI is up 16%, 11 buckaroonies there. Shopify is down 94. That's 12%. That's taking it in the shorts. Chipotle's off 46 or 3%. Mercado Libre down 35, 3%. Booking Holdings, $31, 1.5%. And HubSpot off 6.5% or 31 buckaroonies. So let's begin just simply by taking a look at the ES Mini. We'll look at the ES Mini and the NQ out here just to get a feel for what the equity markets are communicating. And so we've got our 8-panel chart up here. Inside the ES Mini, we start left going to right. Out here, you've got the monthly chart. It's got a TD9 count top. Says that price could target 37.2050. I say could because right now that's not the signal. We would get that signal if we saw the ES Mini close below 41.2675. That is its weekly TD9 count breakout level. What we do know is that the ES Mini on a weekly basis formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top and took price right back to that support level of 41.26. Now we saw the counter trend move, at least at this stage of the game in the ES Mini on a weekly basis. That's all that it is. In order to get something other than a signal of a counter trend move, you need to see it close above that green oscillator and change line. That's 45.02. Doesn't mean much at 1:10 in the afternoon on Monday. It means a lot come Friday's close. But right now, price has made its way up towards that resistance level on the weekly basis, the oscillator and change line. Hasn't made it all the way up there. But if you take a look at the daily time frame and the white background charts that we've got that we're looking at, you can see price trading into the resistance of the top of that daily profile. That's at about the 44. I'll tell you exactly what it's at. That is at 44.38. And so if price is going to pull back one target on a daily basis, and as long as price remains below the top of that profile, in other words, it gets back inside that profile, then the potential target area is 42.87. But before price could, we say, before, I'll eventually spit it out here, but before we can generate that conclusion, man, you'd think I've been drinking something other than water out here, fire water that is. But before we can suggest that price can get to 42.87, what's the level where price needs to go below? No sake during the day out here. That would be 44.1650. So 44.1650 is the area for us to be watching right now as price moves lower. That is the TD9 count breakout level. If price closes below that, then we get a next target level of 43.67, and below that would be that 42.87 area, the daily oscillator and change line. As we look at the bottom panel, you got a 60 at 120, so you got a 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, and 5 hour time frame set of charts out here. You've got topping signals and patterns on the 60 and the 120 minute basis. So there you're watching profile levels. On the 60 minutes, it's 44.05. It's 44.05 is the center of its bullish structured on the 120 minute time frame. So we know if price were to close below that level, then we'd be looking at a move to 43.8475 out there. Not a ton of information that we can really glean from the 4 and 5 hour chart. Didn't make any topping pattern per se. So in the ES Mini, let's just summarize this here. Things still remain or appear to remain bullish. We would change that and suggest, well, it still could be bullish, but there's going to be a deeper retracement or pullback if 44.1650 gives it up. Hasn't yet. Price hasn't gotten down there at 44.25, but that's what I would be watching. Well, that's what I am watching. I'd suggest that you watch it as well. Now let's go switch over to the NQ. If you give me just a moment here, we'll start again left to right, the weekly or the monthly time frame. It has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Now, price may be targeting 12.207, but it's not going to get back to 12.207 until price closes below for 2 consecutive bars, 13.462 and a quarter. That's its weekly TD9 count breakout level, which, by the way, this had a TD9 count bottom. And its oscillator and change line, as we see right now, has changed colors. That suggests that what really should take place here is price should tag that oscillator and change line. 14,662 or so is the print. Now, if price were to close above that, that tells us about a further move higher. That further move higher would take us to the TD9 count breakdown level in the daily time frame of 14,771. So you got to watch the weekly oscillator and change line first before the daily top of or its TD9 count breakdown level would come into play. Unlike the ES Mini, the NQ has shown some chinks in its armor. We got one bar closing. This was after Fed Powell came out with some comments out here. That took the markets a leg lower. That also took the NQ below the TD9 count breakout level, 14,284. That didn't last long because this is the 2-bar rule out there. Price got right back above it. But now it looks like we have 17 minutes until the 1:30 session closes. We may see a secondary close below that 14,284 level. Okay, Stevie, if that's the message out here, then where does price head to? Well, one target or a target, again, we're going to have to go through, I'm looking on a 30-minute chart, that's a simple answer, and that would be 13,991. That will get us back towards the daily oscillator and change line. But we also have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the 60-minute chart. So the level of support price has to bust through there is 14,169. We've got wave number 7, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the 2-hour chart, 13,977. No topping patterns in 240 to 5 hour, much like the ES Mini. So the areas to be watching here, pretty simple. You've got 14,116, 14,169. Get below those areas, then the ES Mini is headed lower. I'd say that 13,990-ish area would become its target. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to our first question. First question coming in from the Tigers Den from Dan in Boston. Wants to take a look at the Nike. As we take a look at Nike, we can see that price is trading, Dan, with inside its bear structured daily profile. Price got up to the area where the sellers are hanging out, and that's between 133.11 and 138.38. We're below the weekly profile, and we are right now trading below the bottom of its bullish structured monthly profile. But we still have some time here. But play trading below 130. 33 or closing below that on a monthly basis would not be a good sign. So let's go pull over the white background charts for Nike. Support, by the way, from a profile standpoint, Dan, would be at the 122.56 level out there. If we go take a look at trying to navigate all this stuff. Give me a moment. Sorry. Great. So if we take a look at Nike on the daily time frame, we have a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator pattern. We got also wave number 7, that's letter G. That took place on March 14th. Then on the trading day of March 16th, we had that Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Prices moved higher. Again, trading into that resistance area. You see the oscillator and change line really towards the bottom of that daily profile. So that could be the downside target. On a monthly basis, do we have any kind of a bottom signal? The signal that we do have on a monthly basis, Dan, is that price pulled back at that Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price pulls back to the support level of its breakout area, 2 breakout levels, 125.63, 128.70. You're back above it. There's an A to B equals CD to the downside that confirms. So you've got a weekly Gartley buy pattern that confirmed last week out there. The oscillator and change line recently changed colors. Price and that line should catch up to each other, and that's at about the 140-ish level. And on a monthly time frame, Rhodes momentum indicator top, price pulling back and testing its breakout level, 126.68. So how are we going to summarize this? You've got a weekly bottom. you in essence have a monthly bottom at this stage here with price holding that breakout level, and you've got a daily bottom. On a pullback, Dan, the area I'd be looking for is the 123-ish range, and to the upside, I'd be looking for significant resistance really between 133, 138, and then 141.64. So hope that helps you out. Thanks much for the request out there. Let's go to our first caller. It is John in Philly. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Steve, I'm doing very well. Thanks for taking the call, sir.
My pleasure. And we're going to talk again about Kansas City wheat, the July contract. And so tell me how I can best help you.
Steve, you were very helpful to me last Wednesday, the 16th, when we spoke.
Okay.
Where we were talking about support and resistance levels, particularly support in this particular case.
Yes.
I think the contract was, at the time of our conversation, was somewhere around 1065, coming down and approaching swing lows down at 1028. And your work, you identified some very helpful calculations for me. I think it was 1032.
Correct.
So I used a set of numbers, 1032 coming off your work and 1028 swing low, and actually rebought that contract with a limit buy order the evening after our call. So I got long at 1036. We're up at 1127 now. I can answer the question pattern, A, B, C, D, and fib numbers, but I'm wondering if you could share with us what price levels overhead we need to watch for as resistance in looking for the market to give us a clue. Is this a bounce that fails again, or alternatively, is this a rally that's going to power higher, potentially retesting the contract highs?
Okay, excellent question. So we're gonna slide back and forth between two sets of charts. The black background charts, which are coming from eSignal, they are both using in essence the same data, but sometimes they generate some different support and resistance levels. Now, as you pointed out correctly, so as wheat was pulling back, and if we take a look at the left-hand side of the chart or the daily time frame, its daily profile, the top of which is at 1032.20. You use that as a support level, rightly so. Only if price were to close below that would we think otherwise. In that case there, you and I identified the possibility, if price broke below that level, of pulling back to the 919 to 956. We don't have that signal. Now your question is, if we take a look at these charts here, first of all, there's a new weekly profile that formed today, or began forming last night. And that profile, John, this is the center panel that we're looking at. We have that profile below price. That is a bullish signal and would suggest that we get back to the highs. But your specific question is, where is the next level of resistance that we should be watching? So to answer that question, what I'm going to do here, John, is I'm going to change back to the white background charts. And on the white background charts, what we're going to see is a daily time frame. I'm just going to expand out the chart so that everybody's looking at the exact same thing. There's 8 panels here. And we take a look at this daily time frame chart. What we're going to notice is that the bottom of its profile is 1032. Remember, the top of the daily profile on the black background charts was 1032. So you and I know that's a really strong area of support to be watching. Here, this is a bullish structured profile on the daily time frame chart. And John, if price is able to close above its green oscillator and change line, that would be printed at about 1122 or 1127 right now. That's going to suggest that we should see a move up into the top of the profile generated by this NinjaTrader software, which gets us to 1221. So 1221 is really the answer to your question, at least with regard to the tools that I use on my charts. Of course, that gets us back into the swing point of that high from the trading session of March 7th. So likely, you could easily see a move to at least test that high. I suppose it would help to understand what the volume is on that trading session. I have on my black background chart about 30,000 contracts as price was pushing into that day. So this all looks good, but the signal coming from the weekly chart that we had looked at, where a new profile forming below price, is a very bullish message. A question I would ask to you, because you've got the knowledge, I don't have that knowledge, is where's the next level? If price takes out this 1250 level, where has Kansas City wheat traded to on any contract?
Steve, go back and look at the 15-year monthly chart. You'll get the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I have to answer that question. I don't have the tip of my tongue.
No problem.
I'll just share this with you. I had been trading wheat since early February. You can see those multiple lows down there. It kind of was the bottom of a range, and because I had no idea of a forthcoming war.
Yes.
And I'll share this just with you and your listeners. I do not bet on the long side saying, oh, God, I hope this goes higher. Frankly,
right.
I hope it does not. I mean, this is bad news for humans, period.
Yes.
It's kind of like I kind of think of being long wheat or trading the long side of wheat up at these high levels merely as a kind of a form of self-protection, if you will, saying, God, if things just get, the combination of reduced Black Sea exports and the still lingering threat that April and May don't get wetter in the southern plains, we could have, shortages, and that's what I'm hedging against with trading on the buy side. And if we do get up and over that 12, that 12, 30, 40, 50 area, then I'll be looking at those longer term charts. But as you know, trading the grain futures, where shortages get involved, things just get emotional. So we'll play it step by step.
Well, right now the emotions look like they want to trade higher, so we'll watch that. We'll watch that 1257-ish area. Hey, John, good, or 1221. John, good to talk to you. Have a magnificent Monday. We'll look forward to speaking to you again soon, folks. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the Dow off 370, S&P's off 33, Nasdaq's down 202, and the Russell's off 1 4/10% or 28 points. Let's go to our first question by email, the only question we've got by email at the moment, and that is coming from John O. And John wants to take a look at Micron Technology. Your ticker symbol there, folks, is MU. We've got the 8-panel set of charts up on our screen. John says, hey, Steve, I bought Micron at 75.75, so you bought it this morning. You're trading at 76.46. Okay. Your intention is to trade this as a swing trade and a sell order at 85. Would you please take a look to see if there are any TD9 counts or work in the Rhodes charts to indicate if you're on the right track? Thanks as always. You bet, John. So as we take a look at Micron, and it's a daily time frame. First, what do we know? We know that on a monthly basis, that price formed wave number 7 and a Rhodes momentum indicator top. That all occurred on the trading week, or the trading month, I should say, of January of this year. That has led so far, John, to a consolidation with inside its monthly profile. So 70, that means we're trading between, in essence, approximately $70, $70.71 to be specific, and $96.96. So bottom of the profile, top of the profile. Now, when we look to the weekly time frame, what do we see out here? The weekly's not really assisting us much, or not assisting you in your trade, as price is trading below the bottom of its weekly profile. So support really is going to have to rely on the monthly for that at the 70.71 level. Now, to help try to save the day was the daily time frame. It, as you know, this did form a TD9 count bottom on March the 15th. It did that when it generated that bull sash candle. You gap up the very next trading day, but price is traded right into the top of its profile. Now, it did close above that level for one trading session, March 17th, but you know Stevie's got that 2-bar rule. One-hit wonders are great songs, but they're not long-lasting. Well, they can last a long time. So you don't just, you're not making any money off of the, because you don't get a renewal. You don't have another hit out here. You want another hit inside the Micron Technology or any instrument that breaks above the top of a profile. You want to see 2 consecutive closes. Does that guarantee that price is going to head higher? No, but it increases the probability, which is really what we're looking for here. But John, in this case here, if price closes below its red oscillator and change line, that currently is printed at 77.68, I'd be concerned. Now, the concern would be that price should then pull back and at least test the gap, or really the bottom of the profile, 72.73. So you're in at 75.75. The question is, do you want to feel that heat if price closes below that level? Now, it is trading back inside that gap. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to do the hocus pocus dominocus, and that means we're going to go take a look at our black background screens just so you and I can take a look at the volume metric out here. So the volume metric that we're looking at, let me draw a line across the bottom of the gap and across the top of the gap, or bottom and top and bottom. And how the heck did that go on? Interesting. Okay. So you're dealing with 76.15. There was a breakout session. That gap to the upside on the trading day of March 16th was 35 million. You're pulling back with 20 million so far. So you're pulling back in that gap with light volume. If price closes below 76.15, odds favor, John, that you're going to go close that gap and trade down to 73.53. As long as you're down at 73.53, you might as well go ahead and tag the bottom of that profile at 72.73, or at least you certainly want to go ahead and trade down to that level, and you want to be able to see it do that with less than 22.8 million shares. If it is coming down with volume, then that says that swing point low may get tested, and that's down at the 68.34 level. So what you don't have going for you, the only thing you've got going for you right now as we take a look at it, it's really hard to say. I'd say it's the bottom of that monthly profile, but really that's just support, and that's not really going for you. It's that oscillator and change line. You really want to see price close above it. If not, then likely what you're going to experience or see is at least a closure of that gap. Could turn out to something worse than that. So, John, I hope that helps you out. I'm looking at the other time frame chart, see if there's any other important signals here. The 130-minute chart has a TD9 count top. It's pulled price back to that red oscillator and change line. If price closes below it, it would be, by the way, price level 76.31. And then that's suggesting a move back to 71.52. Rhodes momentum indicator top on the 30-minute chart out here. So we know that if price gets below the low of the day, I don't have to tell you, that is at the 75.53 level. That would suggest moving back to 71.70 out here. So I'm just looking for good news. I'd be watching, I think, that 130-minute time frame chart. and I'd watch that. I'd really watch the 75.16 level. Price closes below that, it's really a signal that it wants to move back to that 71.52 area. So, John, thanks so much for writing. We got 2 Johns so far today, so that's the third time is a charm, is it not? So we need another caller or an email. And hey, even if your name's not John, just for the heck of it, be a John today. Third time's a charm. Okay, so no other questions there. I believe there was a question inside the Tigers Den to go take a look at the GDX. So to do that here, just to make it easier, we're going to go ahead and change screens. Go back to the black background chart, unless it's already there. It might have been there, I don't know, but it's going to be there now. So when we take a look at the GDX, let's get this fired up on our screens. And in the case of the GDX, I'm going to get the white background charts going as well. This is just a strategic pause. What we have going on out here, I believe, was S&P wanted to look at that. You just got a consolidation going on with inside the daily profile. That's between the areas of 36.56 and 39.03. We have a brand new weekly profile that has formed. So this is new this morning, and it's a bearish structured profile. But price is trading above the center, 36.84. So it may suggest going and tagging 39.12. You've got 39.86 as a resistance level. That's the top of the monthly profile. So any close above 39.86 in the GDX is going to suggest that it is in breakout mode. So that's the daily, weekly, monthly charts and their profiles. Let's take a look at the daily, weekly, monthly charts. Looking at our white background charts out here. What do we have? Even though there's a TD9 count, it's not a valid topping TD9 count because that high took place on bar number 7. Where price has found resistance, at least this stage of the game at 1:36 in the afternoon, is that oscillator and change line. If price can close above that level is 38.11. If price can close above 38.11, S&P should suggest a run to at least the 39.03 level. But you just got this consolidation that's going on as we speak right now on the daily time frame. The weekly chart out here, S&P, other than that new profile that is formed, everything looks pretty bullish. But its oscillator and change line did change colors. So it threatens to get back to the 34.52 level. It's not what I see in the charts right now, but it's just something to certainly take note of and be aware of. On a monthly time frame chart, you can see price hitting the top of that monthly profile. Nothing there to add to our information. Lastly, we'll go take a look at the 30-minute chart. On a 30-minute time frame chart, as we came into the 1 o'clock time frame, that is, we saw a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top on the 30-minute chart. But price is above the top of the profile, below the green oscillator and change line. What's the signal there? Pretty simple. It's neutral for the 30-minute time frame, and it's just neutral. It's all out neutral. Price gets back above that green line. In this case here, for the 30-minute time frame, that's 38.07. Then we go to neutral to bullish out there. But the key level you want to see price close above, just on a 30-minute time frame S&P, it's 38.38. That's that green oscillator. That's that green TD9 count breakdown level. And that has been a real key resistance level for the GDX. So the key area to watch there to the upside is 38.38. The key level to be watching to the downside is what? To the downside, I'd say it's the bottom of the profile, 36.56, at least as of 1:38 in the afternoon. So I hope that helps you out, S&P. Thanks so much for the question. Folks, would love to hear from you as well. 877-927-6648. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back up, folks. Let's take a look at the 30-year Treasury, try to figure out where this thing might be going and where it's headed. So as we take a look at the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly set of profiles out here, we'll see that price right now is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. Needs 2 consecutive closes below 115.15 to say I'm headed lower. Now, normally when you close below a daily profile, not normally, this is the process that we follow. We go take a look at the weekly profile to see where the next level of support might be. Well, right now we're trading below. We closed below the bottom of the weekly profile on Friday. We're trading below it now. So that says lower price. We take the next step and go to the monthly time frame. Well, shoot, we're trading below the bottom of its monthly bullish structured profile. Granted, the monthly's not over. But this then, from a profile standpoint, suggests that we could see the 30-year go and track down to the 138.22 level. Is there anything that could get in the way of this? So during, I was trying to show a 3 drive to a bottom pattern. Drive 1, in essence, would be the low from January 19th. Drive 2 is low from February 16th. From a time standpoint, drive 3 really should have occurred on March 17th. We're 2 days beyond it. It's going to be close enough for me. If we get a bullish reversal candle tomorrow, you'd have a 3 drive to a bottom pattern out there, and I would say that would qualify. That would be one pattern to be looking at. I'm not saying that's what's going to unfold here. In my line of work, you need confirmation. Confirmation comes from the buyers and sellers. They generate bullish or bearish reversal candles. So it really becomes very simplified when I take a look at it. If we go look at the white background charts out here, so we're going to do that here momentarily. We'll get over to those charts. And what we're going to see here, I'm not sure what we're going to see. We're going to go find out. What we're going to see here now is a couple of different things. The first thing that we're going to see is on a daily time frame. Today is going to become bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So what we do know is that a market can bottom on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. This says there could be well, first it's going to complete a TD9 count pattern today. It's going to generate a TD9 count signal. It will complete the pattern tomorrow because we never know the dead bar following bar number 9 if it's going to be a lower low or not. So you could see a bottom pattern form by tomorrow. Regardless, from a trading standpoint, the cool thing about a TD9 count is whether today's low is the low or tomorrow's low is the low, and you want to use the low of those two, any close below either of those lows, or the lowest low, I should say, that would then say you've got a strong momentum move to the downside. It'd almost really be signaling to you and I would think, that China is really stepping up their liquidation of their 30-year treasury. So if they're planning on taking some type of action in Taiwan because of the actions of the West and our administration and so forth and all of the sanctions out there, they have broadcast, hey, if you're against us, we're going to go ahead and steal your assets. We're going to lock up your assets. You use whatever terminology you want up there. I consider confiscation as stealing. And so in this instance here, the thought process was, you know what, maybe they're going to just try to sell into all kinds of rallies out there. Again, I don't know who's selling or who's not selling out here, but I do know that if you're going to, if you're an entity, if you're a sovereign entity and you're planning on some type of skirmish, military action of the sort, what you want to do is the folks that oppose you want to lighten up your load on assets priced in their currencies. And they say Japan is, I think, the largest holder of U.S. Treasury debt, around 1.6 trillion, give or take, and I think China is about 1.3 trillion out there. So you do have the possibility of a bottom, but if not, that's going to suggest lower price. Again, that lower price, that 138 level, that was the bottom of the profile from a quarterly standpoint. Other potential levels of support, let's just look at the weekly chart out here. Other possible levels of support are 147.21. That is a breakout level. Let me get this squeezed in here. So you got 147.21. That's an area that looks like what you could see tomorrow. That's just another 2 point to the downside. And then the real key level, 139.14, the breakout level on a monthly time frame for the 30-year Treasury. Now, that's using the continuous contract, both the weekly and the monthly time frames, or we're actually trading the June contract, but those would be the target areas. So that's what's going on when we take a look at the 30-year Treasury. Quick peek just to see if there's any request. Looks like there is, and that is coming from Rich in Oregon. And Rich wants to take a look at FCX. So if you give me a moment here, folks, we're going to try to change up the screens. We'll go back to the black background screen. We'll go to that 3 time frame period. We'll go ahead and type in FCX, and we'll try to get some information out here for Rich. So FCX. And while that's going on, make sure we're on the right screen. We are. Perfect. I'm going to give me a pause here, a moment, to try to get back to another set of charts so I can type in FCX. While that's going on, I'll do it on one that shouldn't take too long to populate. And Rich's question is, what did the short-term daily chart indicate for FCX? What would you need to see an indication of a breakout? You know what you'd really want to see here is a close above 50.46. 50.46 is the top of its new bear structured weekly profile. Price is traded into the top of its bear structured daily profile. So the reason why it's struggling today, if you want to say it's struggling, I mean, it's trading higher than the close on Friday, is because it's trading into the resistance level of its bear structured profile, which is between 48.62 and 49.54. Rich, what we know is at 49.54, they're sellers, only sellers. At 48.62, we're going to call it a makeup of 50-50 buyers and sellers, because that's the fair value between that range of 45.86 and 49.54. I know that's a mouthful, but it is what it is. So it's trading right into the resistance zone. Ordinarily, I would have said, hey, Rich, a close above 49.54 is what you need to see for 2 consecutive sessions, but a new profile has formed. And that really says what you want to see. I'd say 2 consecutive closes above 50.46 out there for Freeport-McMoRan. You're above the monthly profile, so let's pull over the chart for Freeport-McMoRan, and let's start from reverse order or from the monthly chart. What's the monthly chart tell us? Well, the monthly chart says that, looks like to me, we've got a potential wave number 7. You've got a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that needs a bearish reversal candle. Both those need to confirm. They won't confirm. That couldn't confirm until next month. This is the monthly chart. You need to see a lower high out there, which means you don't really know until the end of April out here. But right now, with price above its green oscillator and change line above the top of its profile, this looks bullish. It just has a caution sign. That's it. It says basically bring your umbrella if you're going outside. In the case of the weekly time frame, price is above its oscillator and change line. It too did have a confirmed wave number 7. That's letter G. And all that was able to do here, Rich, is push price back to support. That was that green oscillator and change line. So yes, you've got a new profile, but things are bullish. You just know where their big fight is at on the weekly time frame. And the daily time frame, not much else for me to add here. So your question was, what do we need to see to indicate a breakout? I think we've answered that, or the charts have really answered it. It's not me. I'm just sharing with you. You can look at the numbers. This is not something Steve's pulling out of his, you know what, and that's at the 50-46 level. So Rich in Oregon, thanks so much for writing in, and we'll look forward to speaking with you again soon. So I've got no other requests inside the on my emails. I don't believe that there is anything. I don't believe there's anything in the Tiger's Den. So where do we go to next? Let's go take a look at. Well, we're going to a break. I don't have to worry about where we go next. I guess what we'll do for that 2 minutes, I'll try to summarize, if I can summarize, what to be watching for the rest of the day. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in just a few.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year, or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year, or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested, or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So you got all the U.S. indices trading the downside. Percentage-wise, the biggest mover is the semiconductors right now. They're down 52 points straight out at 33.79. Let's just go take a look at Not a, I was really trying to find something that I could share with you, some type of nice morsel out there. Couldn't find it, so we're not going to force it. If we're going to just look at the daily time frames here for the equity future contracts, kind of get a feel for their signals, we don't see any kind of a topping signal. The first topping signal could come from the Dow equity future contract. It is going to form, or appears it will form, bar number 7 today. We know that a TD9 count, the high needs to occur on bars 8, 9, the bar following 9. So really for the Dow, the ideal pattern for a top or potential top would be a TD9 count pattern sometime between tomorrow and Thursday, and for that to occur below 35,244. But in order for that pattern to even come to fruition, you've got to see a close of, you got to see a move above Friday's high, just a move above it, doesn't have to close above it, and that would be tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday out there. The Russell 2000 is just trading in a sideways consolidation. I can draw that in here relatively quickly, I believe, if I get back to my, or is that rectangle, where's the one rectangle that I want? It's down here, rectangle. And so you can see the really the consolidation pattern that it is in, and we got up towards the top of the consolidation, in essence, on Friday. It could move just a tad higher, but basically it's inside its consolidation. Right now, if price closes back inside its profile, that could suggest a move back to the 1999-ish area. No top, just a consolidation. And the NQ, price finding resistance at the center of that bearish structured profile. Support would be at 13,622 or 628 on a retracement. The ES Menino topping signal. If price can close above today, don't know where it will close, but if it can close above the top of that profile at 44.38, that would be 2 consecutive closes above it. Suggests around to 45.14. So that's kind of the bigger picture out there. Stay tuned, folks. David White and Tom O'Brien, they'll give you other pictures as well to take a look at. Thanks so much for joining us on Magnificent Monday. Have a terrific day. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 1 o'clock sharp, for the 1 o'clock up.